Alright, we're going to make a piece of wood in Blender and we're going to put it into the game BeamNG. But first look at this picture. This is going to be the texture for the wood. I took 3 different pictures of wood and I put them all in one picture like a collage. And you can do that with photo editing program, whichever one you use. I got it saved as a JPEG. Since it's not using any transparencies, JPEG will be fine. Load Blender, delete the light, delete the camera, pick the object, and over here you see scale. You can grab these nodes and you can scale this until it looks like a piece of 2x4. Moving the mouse wheel, rolling it up and down, you can zoom in and out. And then pushing in the mouse wheel button, you can kind of scroll around. Rotate around rather. So I think this looks like this would work here. Maybe a little wider. Now to put a texture on it, to understand what we're about to do here, watch this real quick. You will basically say, okay, the top, I want you to fit here. The sides, I want you to fit here. And then the ends, I want you to fit here, like this. Alright, now that you've seen that, come over here to Material Properties, click Base Color, Image Texture, Open, and then find your picture. Open Image. Now up here you will see Viewport Shading. Click that and you'll see our textured object. And obviously these textures are not correct, because Blender does not know how to align the picture to this object. So pick Edit Mode, and then right here where you see Face Select, select that. Click the top. Go to UV Editing, and if you notice, this is our picture that we loaded over here. It automatically comes up when you pick UV Editing. Now this white box is that white box, which is obviously the top, but it's obviously not on the top where we want the top to be. So you can click this viewport shading again once in here and see what's actually happening in real time. When you select all these and move them, you can see how it's doing that. Now we want to, you can either scale like this. You can individually pick a point and hit move and move each point one at a time, or pick multiple points and move them. And you can see over there on the right, as we're doing that, it's fixing the top, making it where it lines up correctly. Wait a minute, I got it the wrong way. Select these, rotate it, select these, move these down, move those up, Yeah, I had it rotated wrong. I thought when I was seeing what I was actually doing, I thought I had it right, but I still got it backwards. Alright, yeah, see now this looks right. Alright, now the top is finished. Now to do the side, well, let's go ahead and do the end since we're looking at it. Click on the end, and then with this box, you're going to align it to this object, or this picture, or the end of the piece of wood. See, now that's like that. And do it on this end too. Select that, and I guess just before you do anything, select them and rotate them. Apparently that's the right way. And move them all up. Now you got the end piece. Now we'll do the side piece. So select the side. Now if this picture had been up down instead of side to side, we wouldn't have to rotate this, I'm pretty sure. You can hold the middle button down on the mouse to slide this around and use the wheel to zoom in and out. And we do this side the same way. And finally the bottom. Alright, now you can hit layout to get back to this single view, and you can look at this and see that it is now textured correctly. Double click up here where you see cube and just call this the object that you're going to call it in the game. I done made a different I made a variety of wood planks trying to make this video, so I'll name this one unique. New wood plank. The material, we'll call this new wood plank. Now, to make this work in the game, you have to think of like a folder on your desktop, and you got a folder inside of a folder inside, and you got something inside of that folder. Well, in Blender, basically a collection is a folder, and then you got what's inside of that, which is this piece of wood inside of this folder. Well, in order for Beam to work, there's got to be two folders inside of this collection, and in one of them folders is where this piece of wood will go. So to do that, just go to Add, Empty, Plane Axis. You'll do this 2 times, and you will get 2 new folders. Now these funny little shapes, just imagine them being a folder like you have on your desktop. Double click on one and name it Base 00. Double click on the other one and name it Start 01. Now to move, and it's going to list this alphabetically, so that's why it just moved it around. So what we need to do is put the start inside of base. So hold shift, left click, drag into base 0. Now you can open this folder and see the other folder inside of it. We're going to do the same thing with this piece of wood. We'll left click, hold down shift, and then left click, drag into start 1. So now we got that in that, and that's in that, and that's in that, you know. So now the next thing, to make your car collide with this, you need to duplicate it. Go to Object, Duplicate Objects, and if you don't hit escape right away, you'll see how this starts to move around. Just hit escape and it puts it in the center. Double click this and name it COLMESH-1, which is for Collision Mesh 1. Now it's ready to export into the game. We'll export it into like the art folder of the level that you're in. And when this is checked, it'll copy that texture map over there to it, so you don't have to manually do it. Export Collider. And then load the game. From right here, hit F11. And new material. Remember what we named that material here. New wood plank. That's going to be your name here. And create. And the color map, you'll click one time and then you'll navigate to where you exported from Blender, where you exported into a folder. That's the folder that you're going to locate, which is just make things easier. I put them in the art folder in art shapes miscellaneous. Go ahead and say any files for file type, or you may not see that picture in here, that texture, and it was called New Wood Plank. Actually, the texture is actually called this is what you're looking for there. You're looking for woodplank.jpg. That's the actual picture that's being used as a texture. That's what you're actually looking for right here when you're picking color map, that's actually what you're looking for. So it's there it is, wood plank. Then save it, and then exit the editor, and then load that level. If you don't do it that way, your object will have a red texture map. I'm not even going to get into the texture cooker. I'm going to wait till the next update and see if they fix the problem I'm having with it. So, see, there's a piece of wood I made yesterday trying to make this video. Alright, so go into the editor and go to Asset Browser and All Models and type in the name of that new wood plank, and there it is. Now you can test the collision after you place an object. Just say edit rebuild collision. That way it makes it where you can run into it. Check it. Yeah, it worked. Ran right into it. Now I know they say something about in the game that certain angles of certain small objects, you may not have known this, you can, when you're in here, you can say translate, and you can hold down shift and then pick like to duplicate the object. And remember, anything you put in the game will be at the very bottom in the scene tree. You can select multiple things at one time and hold down shift and drag them. I mean, if you really wanted to build something with any kind of precision, you'll have to more or less put it together in this manner where you're manually placing these things. The forest tool will basically just spray them out. Like you got some control over it, but it's not going to be the kind of precision that you want if you want to actually make something that has any like uniformity to it, like a building or something like that. You're going to have to manually place that stuff. Now you can also do that in Blender. You don't have to actually do it in here. It'd probably be easier to do it in Blender and export it as an object. Let's see, a rebuild collision.